Hello, my friend. Come in. Sit down by the fire. It is late, isn't it? The world outside is completely silent, yet your mind is louder than a crowded trading floor. You are staring at the ceiling. The clock says 3 a.m. Your bank account is full. Your portfolio is heavily diversified. Your bills are paid on autopay. By all standard measures of the modern world, you have made it. You are wealthy. So why is your heart racing? Why does the darkness of the room feel so incredibly heavy? Why doesn't the money make you feel safe? I know that feeling intimately. It is a lonely place to be, surrounded by abundance, yet starving for peace. Let me pour you some warm chamomile tea, and let an old-timer share a story with you. I remember the autumn of 1987, Black Monday they called it, the 19th of October. Back then, I was a young, sharp investor, much like you might be now. I had built what I thought was an impenetrable fortress of wealth. Blue-chip stocks, government bonds, real estate, the works. I thought I had purchased permanent peace of mind, but peace of mind cannot be bought. It can only be cultivated from within. On that fateful Monday, the Dow Jones plummeted over 22% in a single day. People were shouting, phones were ringing off the hook, and the air in the financial district felt so thick you could choke on it. Millions of dollars vanished into thin air in mere hours. I watched the numbers fall on the ticker, and with every tick down, a piece of my identity broke off. I realized then that my sense of safety was entirely tethered to a line on a chart. When the line went up, I felt like a good provider, a smart person, a safe human being. When the line went down, I felt like an absolute failure, entirely exposed to the harsh, unforgiving elements of the world. Then came the dot-com bubble in the year 2000. By then, I had rebuilt my fortune, but the underlying anxiety remained untouched. Everyone was getting rich overnight on internet stocks. The euphoria was intoxicating, but deep down, the 3 a.m. wake-up calls started again. I had more money than I did in 1987, but the fear was identical. When the Nasdaq crashed, wiping out nearly 80% of its value over the next 2 years, I watched brilliant, wealthy individuals completely lose their minds. Some lost their marriages, some lost their health, some lost their will to live. Why? Because they had built their houses on shifting sands. They genuinely believed that a large net worth was a magic spell that would somehow ward off pain, suffering, and uncertainty. You see, my friend, the financial market is a giant mirror. It reflects our deepest human fears and our highest greeds. The great illusion of money is that it offers a permanent shield against the unpredictability of life. We chase larger portfolios, higher dividends, and better yields because we genuinely think that at some magical, mythical number the anxiety will just stop. We say to ourselves, once I hit 1 million or 5 million or 10 million, I will finally relax. Then I will be untouchable. But the goalpost always moves, doesn't it? The fear does not disappear. It simply changes its wardrobe. Instead of fearing not having enough to eat or a roof over your head, you begin to fear losing what you have painstakingly accumulated. You fear inflation eating away your purchasing power in the dead of night. You fear a sudden market crash, a new government regulation, a sudden geopolitical crisis halfway across the globe. The market is a vast ocean, and no matter how big your luxury yacht is, you still cannot control the weather. Wealth does not build an impenetrable wall around you. It just builds a bigger, more complicated castle that constantly needs defending. This is why the 3 a.m. anxiety happens. Your body knows what your logical mind refuses to accept. Ultimate control is an illusion. I spent months after that second crash waking up exactly at 3 a.m., drenched in a cold sweat. I had recovered financially, but emotionally, I was completely bankrupt. One night, my own grandfather, a man who had lived through the crushing poverty of the Great Depression, found me pacing the wooden floorboards of my study. He sat me down, much like I am sitting with you right now. He asked me a very simple question. What are you truly afraid of losing? I rapidly listed my assets, my beautiful home, my social status, my carefully crafted portfolio. He gently smiled, placed his weathered hand over mine and said, "You are afraid of losing yourself because you have confused your net worth with your self-worth." That realization hit me like a physical blow. The money was never the actual problem. The problem was that I had asked money to do a job it was never designed to do. Money is a tool. It is a wonderful tool to buy groceries, to pay for life-saving medicine, to fund a child's education, to build hospitals. It is an excellent servant, but it is a terrible, ruthless master. It is an even worse savior. It cannot hold your hand when you are sick. It cannot tell you that you are unconditionally loved. It cannot quiet the terrifying voices in your head at 3 a.m. When we ask money to be our God, it will always leave us feeling empty, stranded, and terrified. Powerful ending. Real safety, true lasting wealth, is knowing that if everything was entirely stripped away tomorrow, if the global markets completely collapsed, if the numbers on your screen turned to zero, if the banks closed their doors, you would still be whole. You would still be you. Your deep resilience, your hard-earned wisdom, your ability to love and be loved, your capacity to rebuild, those are the ultimate hedge against life's brutal volatility. No market crash can take away your character. No inflation can devalue your kindness. No geopolitical crisis can touch your soul. The next time you wake up in the middle of the night panicking about portfolios, profit margins, and economic forecasts, I want you to do something for me. Take a deep, slow breath. Place your hand over your heart. Feel it beating. Thump, 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 thump. That steady rhythm is your true foundation. You are safe, not because of what you own, but because of who you are. The market will always rise and the market will always fall. Bull markets will turn into bear markets, and bears will eventually yield to bulls again. It is the natural nature of all earthly things to cycle, but you, my friend, can be the calm, unwavering center of the storm. You do not need to be tethered to the ticker tape of life. Drink your tea, close your weary eyes, let go of the illusion of control. The morning sun will come, as it always does, and you will be entirely ready for it, no matter what the numbers on the screen say. If this old soul's story brought you a fleeting moment of peace tonight, please leave a comment below. Tell me what keeps you awake, and let us carry the heavy burden together. Subscribe to our little community here, where we share timeless wisdom, not just fleeting wealth. Rest well, my friend, rest well.